This episode of TGIF is brought to you by Blurb, makers of high-quality photo books from your images. Visit mulliganmedia.net/blurb to learn more. Hello and welcome to a late-night TGIF. That doesn't in any way refer to the content of tonight's program, but instead just the time I'm filming it. Today isn't our big comeback extravaganza. Instead, it's a pretty regular episode, but I do want to have a little bit of a chat about a couple of ideas I've got for our big reimagining. But first, thanks to my very good friend Alex Nourish, here are this week's links. It appears my friend Alex has been playing around with a whole bunch of experiments with the web and HTML5 and all things like that. This is a Chrome experiment of a bunch of bouncy around balls that are really fun to play with. I suspect that this entire episode is going to be based around things to do when you're completely and utterly bored. So, yeah, probably good for the late night episode where we're not exactly doing all that much. Next is something that's been, it's another one of these experiments that's been spread around a heap, Google Gravity. This looks like a normal Google homepage, but it is most definitely not. The fun thing is that you can actually still, use it. If I type something in and click the Google search button, here are all the results. Absolutely wonderful. And if you've got a computer like I do that has a tilt sensor in it, I can actually tilt my laptop and the page goes with it. Just another one of those fun things to do. For extra added fun, I'd set this one as your friend's home page. Next up is Flame Painter, which unfortunately I can't access because I don't have Java installed at the moment. It's a byproduct of having a hard drive failure and not having everything back up and running yet, but I'm sure it's absolutely wonderful if you want to go and try it out for yourself. It's also apparently available on the App Store, so you can play with it on an iPhone, iPad, all sorts of things like that. So this all got me thinking, and I went and took a look at some more sort of experiments like this. There's something called Silk, which seems quite fun. And these sort of experiments, as they're called, really are designed just to show off the capabilities of a modern web browser. This is rendered entirely in browser using JavaScript and HTML5 and all web technologies like that. And so it's just really cool to play with and to see exactly what the browser can do. Here's something that's really amazing. This is water that I've found that's entirely rendered completely in browser. So it's absolutely amazing. Water rendered entirely in browser. That is absolutely amazing if you know anything about 3D modeling or rendering and things like that. And then I think this one is truly phenomenal. This is 100,000 stars rendered entirely in real time within a browser. That's absolutely fantastic. So take a look through that. It seems to be a sort of journey throughout the stars. But anyway, another one from Alex. This is Neve Interactive, and it's the sort of digital playground and showcase of Paul Neve, who is a sort of digital artist, I suppose. There's a whole bunch of really cool, just fun things that really just are there pretty much if you're bored one late Friday night. So definitely head on over to neve.com and pretty much just check out the Chrome experiments and have a little bit of a play around. So thanks to Alex for showing me all of those. This episode of TGIF is brought to you by the very cool people over at Blurb. And Blurb is really awesome. Here's what they do. They take your photographs and print them on dead tree in a book. Photo books. It's about 1 billion times better than a photo album, and the perfect gift for your great aunt who you really don't know what to buy for. So why not give her photos in a book? Head on over to mulliganmedia.net/blurb where you can learn all about it. It's great. You can upload photos, they'll even take them from your Facebook account or your Instagram account, and then they will send you a physical book to sit on a coffee table or to give someone as a gift. Absolutely fantastic. And it's not just photos too. If you've got any sort of book that you want printed, you can do it a blurb. And the great thing is they've got a distribution centre and a warehouse and printing and everything all in Australia, which means that you don't have to wait and pay for insane shipping times and prices. So definitely head on over to mulliganmedia.net/blurb and pick out that perfect Christmas gift for that special someone, or the someone that you really just don't know what to buy for and you have a heap of photos of. Blurb, they're our sponsor. And that was an ad read, but now on to something a little bit more serious. Or not, I'm not really sure how this show works anymore, which is probably a good thing because last week I sort of came to you guys more informally than this. I'm not even sure how that's possible. This is the late night show where I couldn't even be bothered turning on half of the lights. But anyway, I've completely lost track of what I was saying. That's right, we're going to change the show, and here's what we're going to do. I reached out to you, and you said that you wanted something that was a little bit longer, and a little bit more fun, and wasn't just me talking to camera. You wanted guests, you wanted games, and you wanted audience participation. So I've come up with a plan. We're going to do it live. Just a trial, just for a week. In a couple of weeks' time, what we'll do is we'll get everyone together, we'll get all of the Mulligan Media personalities, and we'll have an absolutely fantastic time with you guys watching live via a web stream, in a chat room, all sorts of fun things. We'll bring you in via Google Hangouts and stuff if you want to participate. I'm not entirely sure how that's all going to work out, which is why you guys are also going to be involved in the organisation. What I've done is set up at the Mulligan Media forums, which are an absolutely fantastic place if you haven't visited. I definitely recommend it. A thread that will basically act as our sort of organisation ground for this. We're going to make the ultimate live stream, and it's all going to be a sort of partnership between us. So head on over to the Mulligan Media forums and we'll start discussing ideas and a time for when this is going to occur. Coming next week or the week after, but a few weeks down the track, we will make the best live stream ever. But the second part of this is that we need a huge audience for an awesome live stream. So this is where I plea to you. Is that right usage? I'm not sure. This is where I ask you to please go and rope in all of your friends to come and watch, to join the community, to sort of, get used to it over the next couple of weeks. We'll certainly try and amp up our production value and make really awesome episodes to suck them in. But once we've got ideas, once we've got a show planned, once we've got people involved, and once we've got an awesome online audience ready to gobble up however long we manage to ramble on for in a live stream, then we'll be ready to make the ultimate live show. So yeah, let's do that. Head on over to the Mulligan Media forums. I'll see you next week. I think. I'm not sure about that. Things are happening next week. I'll see you next week. Don't worry, we'll make time for it. And then, we'll make the best live stream ever. I've been Dominic Mulligan, and I'm really tired right now, so I'm going to go. Bye-bye.